I'm stood here on the Spanish Battery, and it's a funny name, that, isn't it? The Spanish Battery, or Spaniard's Point. And you've got some funny names for the bays up and down this coast, actually. You've got Frenchman's Bay over there, but this one's the Spanish Battery. Now, why is it called that? Well, a lot of people know that it comes from the reign of Henry VIII, who employed some Spanish mercenaries. You see, we weren't always at war with Spain during the time of Henry VIII, during Tudor times, I should say. France was his main enemy, and so he employed a number of Spanish mercenaries to man a battery here to protect the entrance to the Tyne. And Henry VIII is also famous for establishing the 2 leading lights at North Shields, which I've talked about quite a lot. Now, Henry VIII, he employed these Spanish mercenaries. Now, one of the... I've never read this anywhere, but I'm sure the leader of these mercenaries was a guy called Julian Romero, who was a Spanish captain. He was a very talented guy. He was very good at siege warfare, and the English needed him to attack Scotland because there was a lot of Anglo-Scottish wars during the time of Henry VIII, during the 1540s and so on. And there was a thing called the Rough Wooing, where England, Henry VIII, he wanted to break the French-Scottish alliance, and he wanted Mary, Queen of Scots, who was just a child, to be betrothed to his son, Edward, who was also just a child. And that was called the Rough Wooing. It was kind of bringing the Scots to heel and forcing them into an alliance. And he needed Julian Romero to lead a band of Spanish mercenaries to lay siege to a number of places in Northumberland. And I'm sure that Julian Romero was in charge of this battery and led the battery here. He was a very famous captain and mercenary and soldier of fortune who did a lot of fighting in places like the Netherlands, which was owned by Spain at that time. So here we are on Spanish Point, Spanish Battery, or Freestone Point it's sometimes called. And this had gun batteries on it, well, you know, up until World War II. Obviously after that, you know, we don't need this headland bristling with guns anymore. So it's nice and clear and peaceful now, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, look at the view you get here across this harbour. It is just absolutely stunning, right on the point.